Good morning, YouTube. It's your boy, Humble Warrior. Checking back in with you guys this morning. So the Miami Dolphins have put out, as of yesterday, they're now pursuing Lamar Jackson or any other starting quarterback. They are convinced that Tua is their starter, that he's their guy moving forward. The biggest knock, as I said in many videos before, the biggest knock on Tua is his health, not his play. He showed that to be consistent this past season when he put up the 12th most passing yards in the league, tied for 60 touchdowns. He was third in QBR, and he was first in I think it's quarterback rating or something like that. He was first. So he's proven that he can actually get the job done. Therefore, the Dolphins are not interested in pursuing any of the quarterbacks at the moment. They're going to ride with Tagovailoa. Now, I'm going to talk about what Doug has said yesterday in one of his videos in regarding to a lot of people. They find reasons to discredit him or try to say, like, for instance, it's a YouTuber named Mark Jefferson. Probably never put out no videos at all, but he loves to comment on people's stuff. He asked me yesterday, name what 5 games have you seen that Tua was actually really good in, or the last 5 games that Tua actually played good. The last 5 games Tua played in was the Buffalo Bills game and the Packers game. The final 3 he did not play in. So I'm trying to figure out where his math coming from. The Buffalo Bills game, he played lights out. They didn't lose that game because of him. He actually gave them a 9-point lead in the 4th quarter, but, you know, hey, things happen. Josh Allen did Josh Allen things. He led him back and they ended up taking the lead and winning by 3. In the Packers game, the first half, Tua was destroying that defense. Then he got concussed off a whiplash from hitting the turf, and then he threw 3 despicable interceptions, which I blamed him for all 3 of them. That was not on the receivers at all. Those are all on him. So without those 3 interceptions, he would only have 5 picks this year with 25 touchdowns. Phenomenal numbers. But I feel like he could have had more touchdowns. He would at least had 33, because he would at least put up 3 or 4 more in the next 2 games alone. So as a matter of fact, they had the Packers, and then they had the Patriots and the Jets left. So he would have put up at least 200-300 more yards in both of those games, and at least 2 or 3 more touchdowns. So that would have gave him 28 on the season. No, that would have gave him 31 and 8. So around that ballpark, maybe 32 touchdowns. But once again, the Dolphins they're basically sold on going with Tua, which when they drafted him, I said that he could be their franchise quarterback. He just needed help. He needed weapons, which is what every quarterback across the league needs. I don't understand why fans get this idolatry in their head that only the quarterback has to do something. No. It requires the talent around him. Ask Trevor Lawrence. Ask Justin Herbert. Ask Joe Burrow. Ask Patrick Mahomes. You gotta have some kind of talent around you. Patrick Mahomes got Travis Kelce, and then he got a host of other receivers: Juju, McLennan, Miko Hardman, all them other guys around him. And possibly they're looking to sign DeAndre Hopkins, which would be a major upgrade for their wide receiver core. Joe Burrow, Higgins, Chase, and Boyd. A trio of a receiving core. Justin Herbert. He has Keenan Allen. He has Mike Williams. He has Austin Eckler at the backfield, the running back. And that's the receiving core. So it takes your supporting cast to help you along the way. I'm trying to figure out why is Tua the only one that always gets a negative reprieve when it comes to what the offense does. Yeah, but you know, without Tyreek Hill and Jalen Water, he went over those numbers. Couldn't the same be said about them 2 now? Because with Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson, did either one of them put up big numbers? I don't think they did. So it seems to me that both sides really need each other a lot. Can Tua still produce without those 2 in the future? Absolutely can. But it helps to see that, hey, they benefit each other very, very well within the offensive scheme and that system. However, people want to make it a dink and dunk situation where they say, oh, well, like Stephen A., you could throw a 5-yard pass to Tyreek Hill and take 80 yards. Tyreek Hill didn't even do that last season. As a matter of fact, Tyreek Hill going down the field and 2 was hitting him. And people say, oh, he can't hit him in stride. The 49ers game, that touchdown pass he threw to him, was that not in stride? Did he not run up underneath that ball and keep going? The Ravens game, people complain and they bitch and moan about that he underthrew Tyreek. Both of those passes, Tyreek didn't really slow down a lot. He slowed down just enough to catch the ball, but it didn't heed or hinder his progress at all. It didn't. But that's a negative knock on Tua, right? The only bad deep ball that he threw was the Detroit Lions game when Tyreek went up and caught it and he got undercut. Other than that, he didn't have a lot of bad deep balls to Tyreek Hill, period. And most of Tyreek's damage was done over the middle, toward the sideline. It was not done down the field. The games that he did connect with Tyreek, they were touchdowns down the field. The only stupid pass he threw was against Cincinnati, against 3 defenders, and I don't know why he thought Tyreek would go up and get that. Tyreek is not Megatron. So that was the only stupid deep ball he threw to Tyreek all season. Outside of that, those two were inseparable on the field. They were doing their jobs to the max capacity, and they were getting the results. Tyreek Hill finished with over 1,700 receiving yards and like 8 touchdowns. He got a lot of production out of Tyreek Hill. Let's not get it twisted like he didn't. And he got a lot of production out of Jalen Waddle. Let's not get it twisted like he didn't. He also had Cedric Wilson Jr., he had Mike Gesicki, and Darren Smite. He had Trent Sherfield, which I expect bigger things out of him this season. And the rookie that didn't get a much chance to shine, hopefully he'll come out there and be the fourth wheel and put up some numbers too. But this negative karma or knock or narrative on Tua is ridiculous. And I'm so glad that the Dolphins made that decision and made it public. And they're not going to go after nobody. Now, do we know what's going on behind the scenes? We do not. However, the Dolphins would be a fool to go out there and sign somebody else to replace Tua or take his spot. For what reason? That offense is tailor-made for what he can do. Why would you take it away from him and send him somewhere else? Just like the Baltimore Ravens, they're retarded because the offense in Baltimore is tailor-made for Lamar Jackson. It's what he does. He likes to run. But now, they hit him with the non-exclusive franchise tag, which means he can negotiate with other teams. And he may be suiting up for a different team this season. I don't blame him. But you don't take away what somebody does best to send them elsewhere because you want better proven value. Because that player that you're bringing in might not fit that system all that well at all. And sometimes it's best not to fix something when it's not broken. If you got to tweak it here and there, fine. That's all Tua needs is tweaking. His health, tweaking. He has to play more games. That's got to be tweaked a little bit. But he's not broken. He's not a bust. He's not a bum. He's far from either one of those things. But people make it this ongoing saga about how he plays, the way they think he should play, the way the numbers that they project him to put up, and then when he actually meets those criteria, or if he don't meet them, oh, he's a bust, he's a bum, he's trash. It's stupid. But once again, guys, like I said, I'm actually happy they made that right decision. We're gonna see what they do moving forward. I mean, we'll see how it works out. But let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll be coming with a few more videos this week because I actually want to touch on the Lamar Jackson franchise tag situation and the Byron Jones situation, which the Dolphins going to let him go on the 15th. But that's my time, guys. Peace.